All right, good evening, everyone. I'm here with Coach Amy Wright and Jacoya Jones-Brown. We'll start with a statement from Coach, and then we'll open it up for questions.
I mean, we knew Portland was a good team. We knew they were going to pressure us the entire game. That's just their style of play. We knew they had a height advantage and that they would definitely look to pound it inside no matter who it was. I thought we put two good quarters together and then came out in the third quarter and gave up 10 points in 1 minute. And that's just a matter of being ready to play and follow the game plan. They did the same thing to start the game, and we were fighting the front, and we were pressuring the ball, and we were helping. And to start that first quarter, we just didn't come out with the same type of focus and intensity. So we made a few adjustments. Defensively, we did a couple possessions of zone, but then we didn't do another hole in the bucket, and that was box out. So it's kind of trying to figure out what this team can do. We know they're capable, obviously. We put two quarters together, and you would think that would have carryover. But again, right now we're a 2-quarter team, and we're fighting to get to 2.5, and then we'll fight to get to 3, and then we'll fight to get to 3.5, then we'll fight to get to 4, and that's when we'll see more wins come up.
Question for Coach. I mean, you talked about it. It's a process, and you have a young team to work with. But what's kind of the attitude at practice in the locker room as you guys are kind of searching for that first one to kind of take the pressure off and get and settle in? And obviously you have some successful games like against Oregon State stuff to build off, and then you have some struggles. So where's the team's mindset at trying to kind of break through and kind of get the monkey off your back a little bit?
Yeah, the thing. I know everybody looks at the record, and, I told them this after the last game, not every 0-7 or 0-8 team is an 0-7 and 0-8 team. Schedules matter. Players that you have available to play matter. So I think that's the biggest thing is scores start 0-0 every game. And that's just really how I look at it. It starts 0-0. I don't care what their record is. I don't care what our record is. So, I think the mindset in practice is probably equivalent to what you see in the game. It's really, really good to start, and then it fizzles toward the end. So it's a matter of keeping them locked in. And, I'm not going to be Arkansas Pine Bluff and call a timeout and run my kids on the sideline. I'm not going to do that like they do. But it is something in practice that we've emphasized having to finish practices. So I think there is a small carryover there. It's just the mentality of wanting to do it. I think, they had their beat our bigs down the court after made baskets several times. And there's no excuse for that other than effort.
Yeah. Well, and looking at the schedule, you guys have a gap here where you don't have a game until next Saturday, so you have over a full week to kind of get in the gym and work on things. Are you excited about that? And how do you hope to take advantage of that kind of gap in the schedule where you can just really kind of dig in on the nitty gritty and not worry too much about scout quite yet?
Yeah, I hope they're excited. I hope the kids are excited. I mean, obviously what we have to work on is shooting. And, we're getting good looks. We're just not knocking down shots. I need more than one double-digit score, and that's just real life in the NCAA Division I basketball. So these women need to get in the gym and shoot game shots, not just get in the gym with whomever and, daddy's going to rebound for me and make me feel good. That's not the type of shots that we need. We need to go through, somebody's on my hip and I'm getting shots at the free throw line, or I'm getting shots on the wing three, and I need to finish layups. That's the mentality that we got to have going into this week.
Question for Coach. Next opponent is UCLA at UCLA, one of the top 5 teams in the country right now. Going into that game, what are your expectations and what would be a realistic win for you going into that matchup?
I mean, it's what we've talked about from day one. Can we continue to, we call it just win? Are you going to work hard? Are you going to improve? And are you never going to quit? And I think that last one is super important in a game like that, like never quit. And the score at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to matter that much. I mean, they might look at it. I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at it as, are we continuing to win? And then are we executing at the level that we should be? They have flaws just like us. So are we able to go in with the game plan of seeing those flaws that we already know that we're really good at and executing it? So I just think it's a matter of that. Like, I think we can go in it and win, so to speak, that thing. And that's what I'm still looking for in order to get past the 2-quarter thing is never quit. I need 5 that just never quit.
Nice. Jacoya, 39 minutes for you tonight, 25 points. What are your takeaways from this game, having played the majority of the 40 minutes?
For me, I would just say like just being able to be out there with my team and just like being able to score while being able to distribute too. I know like I was talking to coach on the side and she was like, tonight, like I want you to score. Like I don't want you to be a distributor. I want you to score. But just me being the person I am, I know like I'm going to score too, but like I just know I have to get my teammates involved. And then like I know us guards, when we were in the press, I know like we never gave up on each other. And I just think like that's very important as a team.
Question for Coach. Coach, again, it's maybe not the result you wanted, but how encouraging was it to see Brenda Pukas go 3 for 3 from the 3-point line?
Finally. You know, that's why she's here. Honestly, that's why she's here. And that's why a lot of people would say, why haven't you pulled her green light? Like, I think I got that after, like, the second game. Like, why haven't you pulled her green light? Like, that's why she's here. That's what she did in high school. That's who she is. I'll give her credit. She's one of those kids that is in the gym, and she's working with Pat Chung, who is on our bench this year. She's literally taking about 45 minutes every single day and working with Pat. So I think that's been extremely beneficial for her. And then getting it from somebody that has played in these games, you know, that's able to communicate like, hey, that's not going to work, or this is going to work, or, you know, you need to hit this, or this is the type of shot you're going to get. So she's somebody that's been doing the work, and you can see how the results show.
Coach, points off turnovers seemed kind of where you guys seemed to hit a huge wall in the second half. You mentioned it earlier today. Did Portland change something in their full court press that they weren't doing in the first half that ultimately kind of caused some miscommunication?
Yeah, I think what they started to do, we had our inbounder would step in, and we'd always have kind of a safety where we could turn it back. So what they did was match up, and they took that away in terms of that. But what was supposed to happen is our players at half court were supposed to flash, because those were their bigs. And
Right.
we should be able to beat them in a foot race coming to the ball. And that didn't happen. Those two constantly stood at half court and just watched our 3 try, you know, and get the ball in. So that's why in the fourth, I put her in the second line so she could get that foot race, and then they got out of it after that. Well, obviously the score mattered, but yeah, it's just a matter of not following game plan. And I think that's the part where we talked about it's going to take 5 people to break the press. It's going to take 5 people every possession, and they'll see the results on film that when 4 people tried to break it, didn't work. When 3, obviously didn't work. When 2, 1, harder and harder and harder. So it's just a matter of executing that. So Portland does a good job with it. That's how they play. You know, that style is hard. And I can't imagine if you're somebody that tries to break it for 40 minutes with one guard, even though if that's an All-American point guard, that point guard is going to be exhausted.
One more question, Jacoya. You hit a buzzer beater to keep the team within 3 points in the first half. That, to me, that was a huge shot going into the halftime. And just want to know your thoughts on what was going on through your mind there.
That's just a shot I work on all the time with one of our coaches. So when I seen I had the mismatch on the inside, and I seen that I had a guard who was able to make that pass, I was like, you know, just give me the ball and let me do the rest, because you know, all of y'all are standing outside, and it's just me and this one person. And 1v1, I'm always going to be able to either make a move or a shot. So it's just something I work on all the time.
Thank you, guys.